Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about Newton's third law of motion. We have already discussed about Newton's first law and second laws of motion. Those two laws of motion tell us how an applied force changes the motion of an object and provides us a method of determining force in terms of mass and acceleration of the object. Now, we are going to discuss about Newton's third law of motion, which is a very simple law in terms of its statement, but it has very much importance in our daily life. Newton's third law of motion, it states that to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is, when an object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first. These two forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. These two forces act on the two different objects, not on the same objects. Let us try to understand these sentences I just said now with an example. In the game of football, collisions occur most of the time. A player of one team may collide with a player of the opposite team. So during that collision, both feel hurt. Why? Why? Because each player applies a force to the other. Let this player goes and collides with this second player. Okay, consider this as a first player and the second player. Let this player goes and collides with the second player. During the collision, the first player applies a force on the second player, and at the same time, the second player applies a force on the first player. That is, each applies a force on the other. So we can say that there is a pair of forces. That is, two forces are there, not just one force. Both the forces will have same magnitude. That is what this equal indicates, same magnitude, but in the opposite directions. That is, the first player applies a force on the second player in this direction. He is going and colliding with him. Okay, so the first player, both are colliding each other. So the first player applies a force on the second player in this direction. Okay, and the second player simultaneously applies or instantaneously applies a force on the first player, but in this direction. First player applies a force on the second player in this direction, and the second player applies a force on the first player in this direction. Okay, so these two forces are acting in opposite directions, no? Okay, and two different persons. Okay, this force is acting on this person and this force is acting on this person. And both the forces are opposite in direction. One is along this direction, another one is in the opposite direction. That is, the two forces are not acting on the same person. One force is acting on the first player and another one force is acting on the second player. Okay, that is, these two opposing forces are acting on two different players, or in general two different objects. Okay, the two opposing forces are also known as action and reaction forces. Okay, action and reaction forces. These two forces are commonly known as or also known as action and reaction forces. Any of these two opposing forces can be called as action and any other can be called as reaction. So, according to Newton's third law of motion, to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This action and reaction always act on two different objects simultaneously at the same time. Newton's third law of motion is very relevant in explaining how we walk. That is, whenever we walk, our foot exert a force on the ground or the road. That is, we push the rod backwards. Okay, when we walk, we push the rod or we push the ground backwards. That is, we push the rod backwards, and according to Newton's third law of motion, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when we push the rod backwards or the ground backwards, the ground exerts an equal force on our feet in the opposite direction, that is in the forward direction, which makes us move forward. Okay, even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, these forces may not produce accelerations of equal magnitudes. This is because each force acts on different objects that may have different masses. For example, consider the case of a gun. When a gun is fired, it exerts a force on the bullet and the bullet moves forward. The bullet exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun, which results in recoil of the gun. That is, the force on the gun by the bullet makes the backward movement of the gun. Now, let the mass of the gun be m suffix g. Okay, mass of the gun, let it be 5 kg. And let the mass of the bullet m suffix b, let it be 0.01 kilogram. So, mass of the gun is 5 kg and mass of the bullet is 0.01 kilogram. That is, gun has much greater mass than the bullet. So, what will be the acceleration of the gun? From Newton's second law of motion, we have F is equal to m into a. That is, when a force F is applied on an object of mass m, it gets accelerated with an acceleration a such that F is equal to mass times the acceleration. We have discussed about the derivation of this mathematical equation of Newton's second law of motion in our previous videos. I hope you remember this. Now, from this expression, we can write one expression for the acceleration now. That is, I am taking this m to this side of the equation, that goes to the denominator. So, we can write a is equal to f divided by m. Okay, so to find out the acceleration of the gun, we want to know about the force on the gun and we want to know about the mass of the gun. When the gun is fired, the gun exerts a force on the bullet and the bullet exerts a force of same magnitude, that is of equal amount of force on the gun. So let the force be 100 Newton. Simply I am taking a number, okay. So this 100 Newton force is acting on the gun as well as on the bullet. That is, according to Newton's third law of motion, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So the gun exerts a force of 100 Newton on the bullet and the bullet moves forward. The bullet exerts the same amount of force in the opposite direction on the gun and the gun recoils back. Okay, so the acceleration of the gun, a suffix g, that can be written as force on the gun divided by mass of the gun. Force on the gun as well as force on the bullet is the same, that is 100 Newton. So 100 Newton divided by mass of the gun is what? 5 kilogram. 100 divided by 5, 20 meter per second square. Okay, similarly, what about the acceleration of the bullet? Let it be a suffix b, acceleration of the bullet. That is, force on the bullet divided by mass of the bullet. The same force acts on both the bodies, no? So, force on the bullet is 100 Newton divided by mass of that bullet is 0.01 kilogram. So, into 100, that will give you 10,000 meter per second square. Right. So, you see, the acceleration of the gun is 20 meter per second square. Acceleration of the bullet is 10,000 meter per second square. So you can see that the acceleration of the gun is much less than the acceleration of the bullet. That is, since the gun has much greater mass than the bullet, the acceleration of the gun is much less than the acceleration of the bullet. That is, even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, that is 100 Newton here, these forces may not produce acceleration of equal magnitudes. You can see that the acceleration has different magnitudes here. Okay. Similarly, you might have observed that when a man jumps out from a boat, the boat moves backwards. Why? Because when a man jumps out of a boat which is floating on water, the man exerts a force on the boat in the backward direction and the boat exerts an equal force on the man in the forward direction, which enables him to move forward. That is, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when a man jumps out of a boat which is floating on water, the man exerts a force in the backward direction and the boat exerts an equal force on the man in the forward direction, which enables him to move forward. The boat moves backward because due to the force exerted by the man in the backward direction. So, in this video, we have discussed about Newton's third law of motion and a very few examples that we can see in our day-to-day life related with this Newton's third law of motion. I hope you understood this. Thank you.